Alright, so welcome guys from Arden High, the track team. I'd like to make you welcome to our KiDz HuB Lounge. And this basically is a training session for you gentlemen to, in your interviews, when you are being interviewed by many different media outlets such as TVJ, CVM, KiDz HuB. This can better help you answer the questions and respond in a way that you represent yourself, country, and everybody better. Because most Jamaicans have an issue in interviews, we've noticed on TV. So we just want to help everybody as best as we can. So the person instructing you today will be Cersei from Australia, as well as Regine from Jamaica. So thank you guys, and just be very attentive to them. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Once again, I'm Regine from Jamaica. I'm 14 years old, and I've been in KiDz HuB for more than 4 years, and this is my 4th year at the Penn Relays. So,
I'm Cersei, and I'm 11. I've been in KiDz HuB for 3 years. It's my 2nd Penn Relays.
Alright, so we're going to just share with you some tips on how to get into what you should not do. So the first tip?
Don't gloat. It's very exciting when you come first place and you get off the track and the self-esteem can go through the roof, but it's better just to stay humble because these things stay on the internet forever and things can be edited, but there's always the original version out there somewhere, especially if it's live. So be humble when being interviewed.
And the next tip is to keep your answers simple. You don't want to keep your answers drawn out and give them a long story, because remember, the interview is really condensed and you want to get your main points out. So you don't want to be stressing on one point too long. And we have questions that we really want to ask you, but if you just stand at one question, and sometimes the way it's dragged out, it may be unnecessary information. So the point I'm saying is just to get to the point.
And along with that, always have a general knowledge of a generic interview. So they will always ask questions about how did you feel on the track, how is the atmosphere, is there anyone cheering you on today? And they'll always have a few generic questions like that, and it's always good to have answers that you can just say like that instead of having to think about them before you say them.
And you also want to make direct eye contact with the person who's interviewing you. So say I'm interviewing you and you're just looking up like, why am I here? I don't want to do this interview. So you want to make sure that you're having direct eye contact with the person who is speaking to you, so you look interested, and you're also paying keen attention to the questions that are asked.
And when you're in the stadium, it can be really, really loud, and some interviewers have quite quiet voices. So don't be afraid to ask the interviewer to repeat a question, because sometimes sports people and athletes, they occasionally get asked a question and answer with an irrelevant response because they didn't hear the question. So don't be afraid to repeat it, because we won't mind.
An interview is the perfect time to give a shout out to your sponsors and those who have assisted you. So I know when you're speaking in an interview, you would want to speak more about yourself, but remember that you're all ambassadors of Jamaica, so you also want to give a shout out to Jamaica and the persons who have been an instrumental part in allowing you to be a part of the event.
And remember that it's okay to be nervous when being interviewed, but just pretend that the mic isn't there and the camera isn't there, because it's sort of just like having a conversation. It's like having a conversation with a friend or a family member, and we won't judge anything you say because you're competing in the Penn Relays. It's pretty amazing. So.
Can anybody tell me the importance of your name? Why is it important for us to know your name?
It's basically the trademark of your brand that you're promoting yourself, so way people can find you or get to know who you are.
Alright, so you really, when you're doing an interview, you always want to make sure that your name is stated and where you're from. So if the interviewer, like for example me, if I'm interviewing you and I didn't say your name or where you're from, it's your duty to say that. Well, an example will be, hi, my name is Regine, but I'm from Jamaica, and then you would answer the question. So if I started the interview without stating your name and where you're from, when you're stating your response, you should say your name, where you're from, and then answer the question. Because since it's your trademark or your sense of identity, you don't want to get that lost. Okay. Try as best to speak standard English. I know as Jamaicans, you might speak patois dirty most of the times, But an interview is global content. It will be sent to different countries such as Australia, and they don't understand power. So please speak English. Try your best. Don't be afraid to ask the interviewer to repeat a question if you did not hear it. It's better to ask them than to speak foolishness, because it will look bad on you. Like, it will have a disadvantage because you didn't ask them to repeat a question, and then they'll look at it as if you're not listening to the interview, and then again, you're not engaged. And the next thing is to always thank the interviewer for interviewing you. It's a good courtesy, and it's a way to end it.
So gentlemen, do you have any questions for Sir Synergy or even myself?
No.
Have any of you ever been interviewed before today?
Yes.
How did that interview go?
Okay.
Alright.
So, yes, you might have a camera in your face and there might be a bright light, but it's very important that you don't get rushed. But when you start feeling rushed, you get anxious. You might say foolishness. So a good way to pause it is, once you introduce yourself, or they introduce you, and they ask the first question, you say, thank you for the question. It gives you 3 seconds to think, and you can say, alright, cool. In an interview, let me just keep my answers short, to the point. It's better you say very little than say a whole heap and say foolishness. And there's a way to get your own question in. So like, if there's something you want to talk about, may not be athletics related, maybe something, or it may be closely related to athletics. Like say you have, Arden's keeping a meet. You're not at another meet. How did you feel about performing this event, like in the 400? You know, this 400 was good, but you should look out for a performance at Arden's meet 2 weeks from now. So awesome. Then you get away with pushing your own agenda a little without seeming rude. It's not like saying, oh, you need to ask me this question. You basically ask yourself the question and you answer it.